Come as you are. It's not just a Nirvana song. For artists, there's a lot of value in being relatable and letting your hair down on social media. And Stationhead hits the 100,000 users and is already looking outside music. Stick around, we have a lot to discuss. Hello and welcome to Music Industry City's Monday Kickoff, where we offer important tips for a successful career and get you motivated for the week ahead. I'm Peter Schwing. Joining me, as always, my co-hosts Aisha Damo and the Duke. If it's something you'd like to chime in about, join us in the chat or leave a comment. You know where to find us, and we'd love to hear from you. So, and for everybody else, after show, sometimes we reappear after we close out the credits. If there's a lot of people talking, we're going to pop back. But in the meantime, let's kick it off by checking in with Aisha and the Duke. What's going on? Hey, happy Monday.
Hello. Happy Monday.
What's the good word, Aisha?
Staying alive, handling life, just, being here and having pants on.
And
That's what's up.
Having pants on, that's important. I mean, I don't know if I've
Bit by
worn
bit.
jeans. I don't know if I've worn jeans in a while. I think I got to get back to that. Though, again, I might not fit into them. So, Dave, how about yourself? How was your weekend?
I'm good. Everything is blessed. That reminded me of do you remember when the pandemic first hit last year and John Krasinski, I forgot, I don't know how to say his name, from The Office, he started Some Good News, SGN. Do you guys remember this?
Yeah.
And he never had pants, and at the end of every episode he would stand up and he would be like, never have pants. It was right.
They tried pulling that off. Like, I think it was like NBC or something like that, the Good Day show, and it's like, and they cut over and it's like, and they came back and it's like, oh my God, he wasn't wearing pants. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put on. It was like so staged. They were like totally copying that, but it was so staged. You could tell. It like reeked of like, nobody said, nobody on NBC said you're not wearing pants. It was like, oh, I forgot. It was just so lame. It was just like, yeah, we were like, but the John stuff is funny. That one works. So, Dave, what do you got on tap for today?
We're gonna talk about Stationhead, the app, and the vibes of Stationhead. It's good. It's positive.
I've been playing around with it, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to get into that. But first, hey, let's kick it over to Aisha. Talk about getting relatable and letting your hair down. Literally, letting your hair down. So I can't really do much of that these days.
Well, that's okay too. Everything is acceptable. Everything is relatable. It's fine.
Everything's relatable.
Whether you have hair to let down or not is not important.
Exactly. Well, I'll just let this grow out or something for a while. Make that happen. So I know you got a lot to talk about, so I'm going to let you have the screen. Take it away.
Yeah. So here we all are. And it's an amazing time in popular culture. I think in popular culture lately, there's never been a time in history where we're more willing to embrace, and I mean sincerely or not, but at least outwardly embrace, artists showing up as exactly who they are, and everyone out there showing up as exactly who they are. I mean, we were already moving in that direction. Millennials push things in that direction. It's like one of the few nice things I can say about millennials. I know, I'm sorry. No, it's a good. And then the pandemic happened, and now we're all like, well, whatever, we're here, we're alive, so let's do this thing. So this is a great time for artists. You're fit, great. You're out of shape, great. If you're somewhere in between, great. Nobody cares. There's like a place for everything. And that's actually a really great place to be in, with everything that's going on, because we sort of need that as artists. We need it to be that no one really cares about what we wear or how our hair is, or if we went to town with contouring our makeup, or if we're doing one of those no makeup selfies and showing who we really are. There's a place for everything. And our industry sort of demands that right now, because artists have to put out so much content that there is no time to care about whether you did the contour right or not, whether today is a makeup day or not, whether today is let me do my yoga or let me just sleep my ass in bed day, like, and post a video of me sleeping onto the internet. Like, all of it is acceptable, all of it is doable, and that's a good thing because right now everything needs to be content because there's so much that needs to be pushed out there. So we really need to embrace our imperfectionism. And if you can do that, I think you're going to be in a good place both mentally and with, your following because people find it relatable. People love to see you doing the things that they do, whether that's, procrastinating on the couch with, a bag of chips or like, rolling out of bed. They actually like that because it makes them feel okay because we're all going through a thing and it's okay to be going through a thing. So if you're an artist putting out stuff that doesn't fit up to the standard that you used to hold yourself to, that you used to say, oh, like this has to be right and that has to be right, and I don't want to play a note out of tune. I mean, we all don't want to play a note out of tune, but also these days, I think there's a place for that too. I think there's a place for saying, that was me, being extra emotive. That was me being relatable. That was me being imperfect. And people are there for that. So embrace it about yourself. And I know that can be hard to do. But I also think maybe there's an advantage in just riding on that wave of pushing out content all the time. There's that little allegory that people like in the new age world of like making the pots, and one group making as many pots as they can, and the other group trying to make the perfect pot. And really, the group that made many imperfect pots also made some great pots. So, go out, make some pots, smoke some pot, do it your way. That's what it's all about. And yay, New York, pot is legal here now. So that's pretty cool, very exciting. Not that I'm a weed smoker, I'm into other things, but that's a story for another day. Anyhow, being yourself, that's kind of what I'm doing today with my little monologue, and I'm feeling it, and I'm having fun with it. And my my call to action this week is just to go out there and have fun. Roll around in, the grass, the new spring green grass, get some ice cream on your nose. Just have a good old time, enjoy it all, and live your life as best you can. And also post it to TikTok or wherever you're posting these days, because that's all a part of it. It's all a part of the big picture, and just do it. See what happens. You don't know. That's life. And that's what I've got.
Right on. It's like winging it. It's like every now and then you gotta wing it.
Gotta wing it.
Gotta wing. So yes, you mentioned sleep videos, and all I was thinking is, on Twitch there's sleep videos. There's like sleep streams and people, and somebody just did one. It was covered in some of the media, like the tech media outlets. Somebody did like a week of sleep streams or something like that, and they would have their camera on for 24 hours a day, stuff like that. So it was like, and I mean, it's nothing new, but now it's even becoming like people are paying money to watch people sleep. Let's put that into
It's a
perspective for a
weird
moment.
world.
People are donating and subscribing to channels to watch somebody sleep, and
Amazing.
that's imperfection. and
Yeah, I mean, because you don't even know what you do in your sleep.
Mhm.
Um, you just have no idea what goes on.
Exactly. And, it's like I also saw a post today. Somebody was like, I forgot how to put on makeup. They're like, they went out because they got to go out to a bar for the first time. Like, I forgot how to do this whole makeup stuff.
I was having that conversation with a friend this weekend. She's actually, postponed her wedding a number of times, but it's coming up now. She's doing the wedding photos, and over the weekend, it was the first time she'd put on makeup in over a year, maybe. And she was like, how do you do this? What was going on?
How do you do your
Yeah.
hair? Right on. I have a few more things we're going to get back to in just a second, but let's kick over to Dave and see what the Duke is talking about Stationhead, because this is a fun app, and I know you're like, no more apps. I don't want any more apps. I'm
No
good. It's
more.
like just give me your telephone. So, but we're
Met
gonna
my
check in.
quota. I
Yeah.
want dial up,
All
rotary.
right, rotary. There we go.
Hello.
All
Hello.
right. Dave. We're gonna call Dave. Dave. Dave, you there? Dave.
Call me up from the bullpen.
Call him in. Bring it. Bring in the righty.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
So yeah, you were talking about Stationhead, and you know, I was checking this out, and I signed up, and it was, first of all, it was really easy to sign up. I think I I downloaded, signed up, and had a station going probably within a half hour, and I was like, yo, this is seriously cool. And you know, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, this is some really good stuff there. So I'm gonna let you take it away.
Okay, yeah, Stationhead is a really interesting app. A lot of apps come out, new things come out all the time. So it's hard to know what things are, and there's just millions of things. But for whatever reason, the universe called me. Like you just called me from the bullpen. The universe called me from the bullpen. And was like, "Yo, you need to come. Yo, come. My man, is connected with them. So he's like, yo, you got to come check this out. Stationhead. You're here in Williamsburg, which is where my studio is. So I'm like right there. So I like boom. I just walked over there, went in, checked it out. Met my man, and then I met the dude that started it, Ryan. Did an interview with him, and then I downloaded it. I left and I downloaded it, and it's connected to Spotify, and you can put any songs that you like, basically from the history of music, and make your own playlist. And the thing about social media is that people want to follow you, they want to hear your stories, they want to feel your vibes. That's what it is to be a YouTuber, a TikToker, an influencer, or whatever you want to label it as. You basically giving a window into your life and music, which is like my first love always. So Stationhead is like you could show people like, yo, here's some songs that like I could tell you stories and I can write songs and stuff, but I can never tell you what this song means to me, or I can't show you this. Back in the days, you had mixtapes, and you'd be like, man, just put this in when you're on your trip, going to wherever you're going for like 2 hours. You get to feel what like Jimmy or Janet or Scott gave to you, so that you could have that for your vibe and what they chose. So Station had felt like that to me, where it's like you can create vibes. And then another positive aspect is the radio aspect, where you can talk into it. You can literally have your own podcast, create your own podcast, tell stories, jump into songs, jump out of songs, and it records it. It records it all as like, your show. This was your show. Boom. And then anybody can come and just, go to one of your playlists, go to one of your and just listen to your show. This is what Aisha did in February 24th. This is where she was at. This is where Peter was in March, and it's like cool. And then if I really like you, if I'm really feeling the vibes, I'm gonna listen to all your shows, just like you listen to Joe Rogan, or I'm started listening to Bobby Lee and Steve-O. Everybody's got their perspective, and it's all really positive. So that's why I like Stationhead. It feels very positive to me. I enjoy positive things. I like to promote positive things and be of the essence of it. So to me, it's about sharing. Sharing is caring. Sharing is love. It's very important that we do that. There's a lot of apps that are going to come out, and then maybe they'll be popular fast. I don't know how popular Stationhead is going to get. I'm not the god of that, but to be able to talk about it with you guys is rad, and I'm just happy to be talking about it. It's beautiful. Snaps, man.
Boom, boom. Yeah, it's. I think they had 500,000 users and at 100,000 monthly users, and that's pretty. That's pretty amazing. That's like, and it's starting to ramp up, and it's one of those. Sometimes how long has it been around? Like, it's been around a few years, 3, 5 years, even, I think.
Okay, I feel like I didn't get maybe until 2019 is when I
Right.
think I caught the vibe, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like a real slow kind of start, but yes, 2019 is like people started to like really come up, talk about it more, and then when everything shut down, it's like all of a sudden the voice, audio, just like you see Clubhouse, and now there's tons of Clubhouse competitors. I mean, Facebook is rolling something out today. They're making an announcement today. They have a whole roadmap of a bunch of different applications that are based around audio or engaging. Discord, LinkedIn, Twitch, not Twitch, Twitter, the other TW. So all these kind of things. But like I found like Stationhead was really refreshing, because how many times are you going back to your mixtape analogy, where it's like, Dave, man, I want to tell you about this. Like, do you remember like those old days? Like, come over to my dorm room, or come over to my bedroom. You got to listen to this. You got to listen to this. Let me put this on. You got to see. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? The way that guitar came in. Listen to that. Listen to that. And I feel
Yep.
like, that was part of the whole music discovery. and sharing with your friends, and like, bringing that, like, fun and engagement and stuff. And you're talking about just making a playlist, like, oh, here's the modern day mixtape, but okay, this is what it is, and that's cool. I made this for you, but now the fact that you can talk about it and say, like, this is why I like this song, or in the middle of it, even, it's like you can go over the top. So yeah, I mean, it's like they're talking about like transforming the traditional radio model. So any host can stream a radio a show. So it connects like Spotify. You can make a playlist and you can move things around in the order. I always like that, like, people like judging you by your music choices.
Back in the days when that mattered. Like
Yeah.
if you listen to some band or some artist and they're like, really? Oh, that's what you like? Okay. And you make whole judgments on that person's life, and like it's like a vibration.
Oh, you listen to that? Yeah, yeah. Well, I listen to their earlier stuff. Then you have that one too. So let
Yeah.
me. I want to bring Yisha back in, because this is something to tie these two together. You mentioned window into life, and that was kind of like Yisha was talking about, like the social media and just letting your hair down if you can. But it's like being imperfection, imperfect is the word I'm looking for. So let's talk about perfection. I can't speak. So, the window into my life would be that. But you're talking about like sharing the music, and it's like people, like, you can create this playlist. So, Aisha, was there anything on Dave's side that like stuck out, but what he was talking about with this?
Oh, well, first of all, the app sounds really cool, even though I'm, married to dial up, and like I don't want to have the future come into my world anymore, because there's already too much future in my world. But no, actually, I will check this app out, because I love that idea of, having this, sharing, like when you made mixtapes on cassette. Like, I love cassette. That brings back really good vibes. So I'm into that. But I love what you said towards the end, which is about judging people based on their music taste. I think we need to bring that right on back. And it's not judging, it's really discernment. You're having discernment about people, about whether they're a poser or not, based on their music taste. And I fully approve of that. I'm there for it. I'm there for it. Throwing a little shade for it. Absolutely. I'm there for that too.
It's like, no way can you like this. How do you like this, man? There's no way. I can't talk to you. We can't be friends anymore. An interesting thing, you mentioned the cassette tape, and they just released a study about a month ago that this past year in 2020 and going into 2021 was the highest sales in cassettes since 2003.
And what were the numbers on that though? What were the
Oh, I
numbers?
mean, they were. I mean, we're talking like, like a couple 100,000, if that, or like 80,000 or something like that. I can't remember the numbers, so somebody's gonna
Coming
have to,
back,
like,
baby. Coming
somebody's gonna
back.
have to Google that one. But 8 tracks are still a thing. They still make 8-track tapes, and I think it was like St. Vincent just released like a bundle. So what they're doing is it's artwork. It's something you own.
Mhm.
It's something that you put on a shelf. It's not about listening to the 8-track. It's about the actual tangible item. It's not an NFT. It's something you can put on that shelf. Though they could put an NFT to it, but that's a whole different story. Um, that going back to that, Dave. So if you were to, like, have you set up a station? Are we going to find you DJing on
Oh yeah, no,
Stationhead?
no, I definitely Doobie Duke Sims. I definitely set up a station. I did a couple of what the way that I was kind of vibing with it, like on the art tip, was like late at night. You know what I mean? Walking, nobody's out, it's dark. New York City, and I just boom, just tell you a couple of stories, just like vibrations, where I could just riff off. It's not YouTube, it's not TikTok. I have like a bigger bandwidth of time to tell a story, and so I just kind of just did that. I made a couple of episodes. So yeah, I exist on the platform, and I will continue to put some vibrations in it as time rolls out.
It's called Good
Vibration.
Vibrations. Good Vibrations with the Duke. So, so like, yeah. So now let me ask a question, because I love that late night radio show hosting. Like, I was that kid that had, like, the radio like under the pillow, just to, like, or like the little earpiece, so mom and dad couldn't hear it. It's like making sure it's like sneaking the radio at. But I always had a like AM radio to me. I love the sound of AM radio. I'm really nerding out right now, like number stations, things like that. Like I love the sound of that, and I always loved hearing like a DJ like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like sometimes you just have like the chillest vibe, and like the music discovery was there, and that's what I really liked about it. And it was like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna hang with this dude, and
Well,
we're just gonna.
that's like another one of those relatability things. It's like someone else is up awake with me. And it's like you're not alone. And that's beautiful. I love that.
The relatability when you said potato chips. There was something in like a cartoon or some video I saw. It was like, and they were talking about all like the influencers, like the wording they use and marketing words. And it was somebody was like, yes, and I drink coffee, and it's like, and they just showed like a cutaway to somebody's like, oh my God, they said they drink coffee. I drink coffee. I can relate to them. This is the best. This is the best speech ever. I can relate to them, and like, it was all about that. But it really does, it's in humor in that, but it truly is the fact of like, when you can when somebody says something or products. So when we talk about like sponsorships and products, like influencers, some will just be like whatever, but there's like that true connection of like, hey, I'm an influencer and I talk about health and wellness or something, and it's like very subtle. It's like, but I believe in this product kind of thing. It's like people can, that helps with the advertising or marketing or influence of being able to say like, I support this. So we don't always look at advertising as a bad thing. If the person that is authentic and you can relate to them and they can relate to the product and the product can relate to them, the branding, it's like, it's not the evil of sponsorship at that point. It's something different. But when it's like something is like, yeah, and I use this, and you're like, yeah, I can't relate to that because it feels like it's inauthentic and it's false, and you don't care. You're just like, what? How many zeros are on that check you sent me?
Yeah,
True. But then there's nothing like a really good like low budge mattress commercial or something like that. Yeah, there's a certain place in my heart for bad advertising, and you just gotta love it. I don't know. I could geek out on bad advertising or like a used car kind of dealership ad. Some of them are just so amazing in a not amazing way. You know what I mean?
They're so bad, they're good. Yeah, in like New
Yeah.
York, in the city, like I can't remember it right now, but it's like the second I hear the one that's like in Bay Ridge, is it Bay Ridge Honda or Bay Ridge Ford or something like that? Like I can recite what is it?
Favorite Honda.
Yeah, Bay Ridge Honda. Yeah. It's like the second I hear it, like I can recite it, the whole thing. I can't remember now, but at least I got Bay Ridge Honda. So
That's what I was going. I mean, that's where I lived. My first 5 years lived in Bay Ridge, and then I moved over to Bensonhurst. But that accent and that vibration is like it's somehow it's world renowned, but also just like somehow like there's a funniness to it. There's a funniness to it. Shout out to Bay Ridge. It's been real.
gotta love it. All right, I think we're gonna wrap up for today. So cool. Thank you both. This has been an awesome day, and that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to continue the conversation, leave a comment below. Find this interesting. Do that subscribe thing if you want. Ring the notification bell. Learn about new shows. You can check out everything else musicindustrycity.com, and we're also on your favorite podcast player. Once again, I'd like to thank my co-host Aisha and the Duke. Have an awesome day. Peace.